Coming to you live from Dunning Field, Ian Nicholas, Carter Ellis, and the rest of the NCTV 78 crew bringing you the live action of FCIAC Quarterfinals Boys Lacrosse. We finally made it to the spring FCIAC tournament, and we start with a terrific rivalry game between the new Canaan Rams, the 3 seed in the tournament, and the 6 seed, the Wilton Warriors. New Canaan back-to-back losses to close their season right here on Dunning to Darien last Thursday and Staples 2 days ago on Saturday. Meanwhile, Wilton riding a 6-game win streak after a 2-3 start. They have won 10 of their last 11 games. Their only loss on the road to one of the top teams in the nation and a top team in the FCIAC tournament right now, the Darien Blue Wave. Carter, you and I were talking before the game about how great this rivalry is between New Canaan and Wilton. They played each other in the FCIAC tournament in the championship game 2 years ago when they won 8-7 behind Carl Mazabris and his MVP performance in that game. This is a great rivalry, and we know New Canaan-Darien is the rivalry everyone thinks about, but year in, year out, either one of these teams, New Canaan and Wilton, they can steal a game from each other, and the stakes, they're always high.
That's exactly right, Ian. Darien and New Canaan is that classic rivalry between all sports that everyone loves to watch. But when you're thinking about just lacrosse, that New Canaan-Wilton matchup is always even, and it's always fun to watch. Same with Wilton and Staples. You know, those are just a lot of teams that, we love to watch in the FCIAC's lacrosse specifically. Mm-hmm. So we're definitely slated for a great game today.
And good news for Wilton and their fans offensively. They are getting 2 key players back in the lineup compared to their last matchup with New Canaan, which are expected to make a huge difference for them offensively. New Canaan took the first matchup between these 2 teams earlier in the year on April 21st, 6-4 on the road. They beat Wilton at Wilton. But now the Warriors will have the Rosen twins back in the lineup. They both play attack, and they're both seniors. Jack and Sam are back, and Carter, when you're missing 2 attackmen, how much can that throw off an offense and their explosiveness and rhythm?
Well, when you think about it, you only have 3 attackmen on the field. So once you're losing 2/3 of your core attackmen, definitely a huge loss for the Wilton Warriors. And on the flip side, New Canaan is losing one of their attackmen for today's game, and Tommy Augustine, the sophomore, definitely been a huge key impact player. So they're also missing long stick midi Christian Walter.
Yep.
Wilton's coming back from injury troubles, and New Canaan is falling back into their injury troubles.
Yes, Tommy Augustine, who missed time earlier in the year with an ankle injury, re-injured it in the loss to Darien on Thursday. He sat out the Saturday game and was a late scratch up against Wilton in the 12-9, or up against Staples, in the 12-9 Saturday loss here on Dunning. He will not be here today. Still dealing with that ankle problem. Coach Chip Buzzio saying they hope to get him back later in the week. And Carter, New Canaan looking to survive and advance and make it to later in the week. And they really are at a great advantage because the semifinals and finals games for boys lacrosse in the FCIAC tournament will be hosted right here at Dunning. So if they win today, they have home field advantage for the rest of the tournament. And with fans coming back as we rear the end of the COVID-19 pandemic, that is a huge advantage in a sport where it's extremely popular here in Fairfield County.
That's exactly right. That home field advantage is something that the New Canaan Rams will definitely love to take advantage of. They will not have that same luxury in the state tournament following the county regionals. So they're definitely going to want to take advantage while they can.
It definitely will, and it will be a great game here. It's one of the greatest rivalries in Connecticut lacrosse. When the CIAC first came into existence in the mid-1990s, the first 2 state finals ever were between New Canaan and Wilton. Wilton won the first one, New Canaan won the second one, and that game where New Canaan won the second one 6-5 was actually current head coach Chip Buzzio's last ever game as a member of the New Canaan lacrosse team. So there's so much great history between these 2 teams. It's such a special thing when these 2 meet up. And as the 3 seed, New Canaan will be hosting 6-seeded Wilton here on Dunning. We'll take you back to the field as in about half a minute we will bring you through the national anthem as well as all of the other pregame festivities before we get this game going. Live stream at NCTV 78, bringing you the coverage. Make sure you like and subscribe as we will be live streaming all of the boys and girls FCIAC games, not just for New Canaan boys and girls, but for the boys FCIAC semifinals and for the boys and girls final games on Friday. We will be your home for those live streams. The buzzer is about to sound. There it is. And we will take you to the national anthem.
This afternoon's quarterfinal FCIAC matchup between the Wilton Warriors and the Canaan Rams. Please stand while we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
We're back here from the press box. Ian Nicholas, Carter Ellis, and the rest of the crew here for the FCIAC quarterfinals game between New Canaan and Wilton. The winner of this game will be playing right here, as I mentioned, on Dunning Field on Wednesday, where they'll be matched up with the winner of the Staples-Ludlow game. Staples, the 2 seed, after defeating New Canaan on Saturday, and Ludlow from Fairfield, the 7 seed. The face-off man for New Canaan, Hayden Shin, the senior, Trinity bound next year. And for Wilton, a young and up-and-coming star in the FCIAC, only a sophomore, but one of the best face-off men the league already has, Spencer Leaston. Wilton star players, they got 4 players currently committed to play at the next level. Junior attackman Ben Calabrese, he's heading to Army. He's number 2. Number 3, the star goalie Colin Lenskold. He's been one of the league's best so far this year. He meets in the middle with number 88 of New Canaan, sophomore goalie Holden Busby. Lenskold, he is heading to Utah next year to continue his career. Another Army-bound player, junior midi Grant Masterson, is number 19 for Wilton. And number 11, the junior, grade 11, number 32 on the field. He will be heading to Notre Dame next year. Jake Sommer, he is playing defense today for Wilton. It's Leaston and Shin in the middle. Shin wins the opening draw, looks to do some damage. Shin gives it up. Over to the Bucknell commit, Ryan Coyote. Coyote, the ball is loose, but using his speed, he gets away from the Wilton defenders, including the face-off man, Leaston, and New Canaan. Carter is going to win the opening possession. They find the man inside, Connor Bailey. He gives it up, though. New Canaan looking to strike first.
Yeah, that's exactly how the New Canaan offense is supposed to run. They like to just settle it down, and Coyote got absolutely swarmed there when he lost the ball. So that was a great job of him to just settle it down and pull it out.
Really nice pass and a score to open this game up. It's Callum Wood who finds the junior Connor Bailey, and New Canaan, 33 seconds into it, goes up 1-0. Callum Wood finds Connor Bailey, and let's get a second look at that one, Carter. That's a risky pass from Callum Wood, but he finds the man.
Yeah, it was a great job by Connor Bailey just to sneak it right in between the legs of Colin Lenskold. Definitely not easy to do, but just exactly what he needs to do to score on this top-notch goaltender.
So again, Connor Bailey with the opening goal, Callum Wood with the assist. The loose ball for Wilton, scooped up by junior Sean Sullivan, and Wilton works it past midfield as they will get their first offensive possession. Here's number 19, Grant Masterson, the junior. As I mentioned in the pregame, he is Army-bound in 2 years. One of the top players in the league. Wilton led by second-year coach, 3rd year with the program, 2nd season coaching, Steve Pearsall. Pearsall was an assistant in the program for 10 years under former head coach John Wiseman. And in his first year in 2019, he led Wilton both to the FCIAC and state championship game. That shot high, and it rolls out of play from Sean Wiseman, the junior. It stays with Wilton.
That was a great job by Christian Sweeney to get his stick on the shooter there to knock it away.
But as I mentioned, Pearsall, a 25-14 record over 2 years as the coach so far at Wilton. Former player at Notre Dame back in the day. Moving inside is Masterson, and Masterson misses just off the right side of the cage. Once again, playing back to keep it with Wilton, number 4, Jack Rosen, who did not play in the first New Canaan-Wilton matchup last month. Here's number 23, Sean Wiseman. Wilton moves it behind the cage, and a bad pass from Ben Calabrese does not find Sam Rosen, and that's Wilton's first turnover, and it's a careless one, Carter.
Yeah, and Ian, as we've mentioned before, the injury trouble for New Canaan, also defender Chad Russo is out with some hamstring problems. So Dylan Murray, the junior, number 21, will get the start. Not a name that we've seen a lot of, but a great impact player, and you'll see a lot of aggressiveness coming from him today.
Sean Sullivan forces the turnover for Wilton. Sam Rosen can't find the ball, and Braden Sweeney pokes it away. And now here is Dylan Stevens. Stevens loses it. A wide open shot, and it will drop for Sam Rosen. Chaos from both teams exchanging turnovers. And we'll get a second look at that goal. That was too easy. There was no defender right there. And Busby, there was no chance he was really going to make that save. Great shot from Rosen.
No, nothing you can do there. Just a defensive breakdown on the New Canaan side. And they just have to, refocus and bounce back.
So turnovers from both Wilton and New Canaan in a matter of moments. Stevens turned it over. Hayden Shin here on the other end of the field. The extra pass. Callum Wood doesn't find the shot he likes, and he'll slow it down. So 2 goals from both teams, 1 team apiece, 1 goal apiece early on. It's a 1-1 game with just over 9 minutes left to go in the first quarter. This game already looking like the game we'd hope it'd be between New Canaan and Wilton. Ryan Coyote moves it out to New Canaan. Senior captain megastar, the U-Penn-bound Chris Kinnett. Kinnett had 3 fourth-quarter goals in their losing effort to Staples on Saturday. Can he add goal number 1 today? He does not, but he will pick up his own miss on the loose ball.
Yeah, Ian, I love how this New Canaan offense does not take shots that they don't think they'll be able to put in, as they've always done a great job of. They always are disciplined. They have someone behind the net ready to get the rebounds or the balls out of bounds, just like Ryan County did. So definitely a disciplined offense, seasoned, a lot of veterans.
Coyote misses the turnaround shot, and the ball is scooped up by Notre Dame-bound Jake Somer. Wilton on the other end is careless with it, though, and that is nearly a turnover. They will keep it, though, as the ball was bobbled by Jack Rosen. Spinning behind the cage, Sam Rosen, his twin brother. He's defended by the long pole, Dylan Murray. Whistles are blown, and it's a violation on Wilton. It's a turnover. What happened there, Carter?
I couldn't quite tell. My best guess is they must not have stepped in the box in enough time. Wasn't able to advance the play. So Dylan Murray gets the ball on the offensive side, and hopefully New Canaan can capitalize off of Wilton's careless mistake.
They scored the first goal. Well executed. Callum Wood got the assist to Connor Bailey. Here's another possession for New Canaan off the Wilton violation. Will Costco, the Rhodes commit, and the senior with the ball. He gives it up to 33. Carter Connors. Carter Connors, a bad pass. That does not find Callum Wood behind the net. It's a bit windy here from Dunning, but don't know if you can blame Mother Nature on that turnover from Connors.
No, it definitely went over the head. I don't know if the wind can bring the ball upwards on that one.
Connors scored one of New Canaan's 9 goals on Saturday. It was a pretty one from the junior. Bringing it all the way across the field, and then whistles are blown.
That's going to be an offsides on Wilton. They have too many guys on the other side of the field.
The goalie brought it across the field, Colin Lenskold, and they didn't put a man back. Here's Nick Stiles, the MIT commit. Wilton with back-to-back fouls, which caused turnovers and loss of possession.
Ian, as I've already mentioned multiple times today, the New Canaan Rams are good at shot selection and taking their time. But right there, Michael Norton has a good shot, and Colin Lenskold was not in his net when he got to the 30-yard line. So that is definitely a shot that Norton should have taken, and tried to catch Lenskold sleeping.
Nick Stiles can't catch the defense sleeping, though. Good effort from Quinn Wiseman, the senior, and New Canaan cannot capitalize on another Wilton turnover. A sloppy game from the Red Hot Warriors so far, who are coming off one of their biggest wins of the year on Saturday, an 8-6 home win over Fairfield Prep. Moving it up the field is Jake Somer. Somer, a bounce pass, and it fails to connect to number 11, Sam Rosen. That is 3 straight turnovers for Wilton.
Ian, you've mentioned, sloppy play from the Warriors, but I could say it from both sides, to be honest. The only difference is the Warriors are definitely getting a lot more turnovers in their defensive zone and, definitely in the crunch times, whereas New Canaan is turning more balls over on their offensive side. So, I guess just, luckily the Rams aren't giving the ball up in their own defensive end as much as the Warriors are. So I'm sure that, could contribute to, change of pace and play in the Rams' favor.
Neither team has settled in yet from Dunning Field. Chris Canette looks to settle down New Canaan, and you know he will. Chris Canette with his first goal of the game, and it bounces past Colin Lenskold as New Canaan retakes the lead with 5:36 left to go in the first quarter. Carter, take us through this replay.
It almost seems like there were 2 bounce. No, there's 1 bounce shot. That's just how fast Chris Canette's shot is. Bounced it once right in front of him, painted the top left corner on Lenskold. That's such a hard save to make. Lenskold thought it was going to go low, but it went high. That's just how good Chris Canette is.
That he is. Now 4 goals over the last 2 games. Spencer Liston is going to win the faceoff, get his own loose ball. Liston, the sophomore. Liston might take it all the way. He's got the inside track to the goal, and he does! He backpedals and celebrates. Spencer Liston, it takes him not even 20 seconds to win the faceoff and win himself a goal. It's 2-2, and let's get the replay. The defense just never saw him and never really paid enough attention to him, Carter.
Yeah, no one was there to collapse. They just relied on Hayden Shin to beat him there. Hayden Shin has speed, but not that much speed. Liston was powering through like a freight truck, and, it's hard to stop a man on the run there. And Liston jumps the gun on that one, had a little too much confidence, and the Rams get the face-off in their favor.
Well, Liston, he's got great speed. Too much speed on the face-off there, and that's why he was called for the violation. Vin Cognetta, the junior, gives it up to the captain, Chris Canette. Now over to Nick Stiles, who is looking to avoid being held scoreless for a 3rd straight game.
Ian, this is going to be such an interesting matchup between Liston and Shin at the face-off dot. I thought Shin was fast, but boy, Liston really showed off his speed on that goal there.
Good move from Harry Apel, and it might have hit his own teammate, Connor Bailey, on the way to the goal. It came short. Now a loose ball. Chris Canette comes away with it and is now right behind the cage, and a flag is thrown. Let's see who that one is going to be called on. As Canette spins through trouble, tries to get inside. He falls to the turf, and play is stopped as Canette tried to put up that shot. Number 40 is going to check out for Wilton, Christian Theoharides. Checking in, number 44, Andre Wiest, the sophomore. There was a flag thrown, and it is going to be called on Christian Theoharides, the senior. So New Canaan is man up for the next minute. Can they score the man-up goal and retake the lead?
New Canaan has definitely done a great job of capitalizing on these types of opportunities this year, and it's definitely not a team that you're going to want to take penalties against, especially in the Fairfield County postseason tournament.
Canette tries to feed Callum Wood. Connor Bailey behind the cage keeps the possession with New Canaan. The no-look pass is very careless from Harry Apelt, and Chris Canette never saw it coming. That's a New Canaan turnover and a blown opportunity on the man-up. New Canaan still man up for the next half a minute. And
what
then
a hit by Harry Apelt, taking the body. It stops that offensive effort for the Wilton Warriors.
And Coach Chip Buzzio is going to call the timeout. A lot of mistakes from his squad early on, Carter. But with 24 seconds left of a man-up opportunity, this timeout is a good chance to slow it down, speak some good words, and draw up a nice play to get the Rams goal number 3 on the game.
Definitely a well-timed timeout by Chip Buzzio. Definitely saw a little bit of a breakdown on the man up, and right after that turnover, it was lucky for the Rams to get the ball back there. So we just wanted to regroup his guys and get on the right foot here for the last 24 seconds.
As I mentioned over the years, New Canaan and Wilton, it's been a great rivalry. I mentioned it in the pregame. New Canaan got the better of Wilton in the 2019 FCIAC Championship game, defeating then number 7 seeded Wilton Warriors 8-7 at Brian McMahon High School in the championship game. But then in the state quarterfinals, just a few days later, Wilton, as a 19 seed, beat 6 seeded New Canaan 14-11. Wilton would end up advancing all the way to the finals that year of Class L, losing to Darien, who they beat in FCIACs 13-3. And then this year, New Canaan got the better of Wilton in their first matchup, 6-4. It's a terrific rivalry. Steve Pearsall and Chip Buzzio, they will see plenty of each other for years to come. And every time they match up, it's good competition. 24 seconds left of man up for New Canaan after the penalty from Christian Diaherides. And off a Chip Buzzio timeout, can New Canaan score? 3:50 left to go in the first quarter. Ian Nicholas, Carter Ellis, and the rest of the NCTV 78 crew bringing you the live action of this FCIAC quarterfinals game. Nick Stiles moves it up. Apelt, the pass on the wing. Back to Apelt. Now Canette. Canette behind the cage, pumping it there. Man up for 3 seconds. The shot will drop, and the man-up goal is scored. Harry Apelt, the Williams commit, retakes the lead for New Canaan off the timeout, and a stick-side low shot from Harry Apelt will be goal number 3 for the Rams.
Yeah, here we're definitely going to see a tighter offense by the Rams than what we're used to seeing. I think that's just on the man-up opportunity. Once the Wilton Warriors are missing one of their defensive players, it's just a much better idea to play a little bit in tight and put the pressure on Colin Lenskold.
So 3-2 New Canaan. It's been a high-scoring affair here from Dunning. Liston wins the draw. He scored Wilton's second goal of the game right after picking up the loose ball. He's had a good game so far up against Hayden Shin. That's been a great matchup to watch as Wilton looks to tie this game back up.
A great matchup it has been, 3-3 in face-off. So, definitely even between these two.
I knew there was a reason why I gave you a paper and a pencil and told you to keep track of the stats. Here's number 19, Grant Masterson. Masterson swings it over to Dylan Smith, and Smith moves it over to Will Hughes. Hughes moves right. Hughes had Wilton's game-winning goal in their tight matchup 2 Saturdays ago up against Greenwich in a 9-8 win. He had the game winner with under 30 seconds left. He's a big player for this team as a senior. Here's number 11, Sam Rosen. Rosen working on Murray. 2.5 minutes left in the quarter. Rosen backing up, gets inside. Rosen loses the ball. The shot not clean. It's a push on New Canaan, and Wilton will retain possession. Too much confusion inside.
Confusion it was. Definitely a break for the Wilton Warriors. The referee on the other side of the field almost running down the other side, thinking that the ball would go in New Canaan's favor.
No. Well, the near ref is going to side with Wilton. Here comes Hughes, defended by Christian Sweeney, senior on senior. Now on defense, Michael Norton. Masterson, ball on his stick. Masterson rips one. It does not fall. A rebound opportunity, and Wilton does not drop that shot in. Looking to clear it, as he will, is Christian Sweeney. He's being dogged. Sweeney shoved out of bounds, and it's going to go to Wilton. A shove from behind and a clean defensive play from Grant Masterson has the Wilton bomb squad on fire, but New Canaan is celebrating on the other end, which makes it seem like Masterson was penalized. What do you think of that, Carter?
Yeah, we're going to see. Not quite sure what's happening here, but, energy is high between these, crosstown rivals, or I guess neighboring town rivals.
Yeah.
Definitely high emotions at Dunning Stadium.
which is always great to see, especially in a year which has been so crazy. Wilton's bomb squad well represented. So is New Canaan's. Again, the winner playing in the FCIAC semifinals in 2 days right here on Dunning. I believe the referee sided with the initial call. He was pointing to the left, which would make it seem like Sweeney turned it over. But New Canaan was all smiles on the sidelines. So maybe it was
Which
Masterson.
makes me think that it definitely could have been a push, but
Well, let's see
I guess
who
we'll have
has
to wait
it
and see.
following the timeout. Coach Steve Pearsall looking just like he was as an underdog last time around in the FCIAC tournament, looking to make a run, pull off some upsets. Again, he was with the program for 10 years before he was promoted to head coach. John Wiseman, the former head coach in his program, who has a couple of relatives playing on this team right now. Wiseman was a heavy advocate for Pearsall to get the job, as were the players in the program. He did, the former Notre Dame player and senior captain back in the day. He's lived in Wilton for now 28 years, where he's been influential not only with the lacrosse programs, but with the football and basketball youth programs in Wilton. He went to multiple state championships and 6 state finals, 6 FCIAC semifinal appearances as an assistant coach. So plenty of success he has had with the program.
Yeah, it looks like it's me in New Canaan's favor, and Chris Cadet, steps in the box. So the New Canaan Rams are probably going to try to capitalize on that push ball call.
So it will be a push on Grant Masterson. Christian Sweeney was looking to clear it for New Canaan, and he did so successfully. Rams looking to extend their lead to 2 with 1:15 left to go in the opening quarter. Here's Connor Bailey. The junior's already got a goal today, and he gives it up to Harry Apelt, who's also scored. Apelt, one of New Canaan's 5 senior captains. Nick Stiles, couple of pumps, now gives it up. Apelt swings it over to Bailey. Both teams playing a little bit more slow moving now.
Right, a little bit more wide open than that last man-up call that I mentioned. Chris Cadet's right in the middle there with number 15, Mike.
Sean Sullivan.
Sean Sullivan on him.
Yep. Canet playing off the ball, just sitting there. Half a minute left in New Canaan in no rush. Maybe they had a perfect play drawn up at the timeout. When will they start going into gear? It's now. Here's Connor Bailey. Bailey gives it up. Now over to Stiles, 17 seconds. Stiles finds the cutter. Callum Wood has to adjust, and he was like lateral with the cage and could not get a clean shot off. New Canaan retains possession with 10.3 seconds left in the quarter. So racing, Ryan Coyote gets inside, loses the ball. It's loose with 3 seconds left. Whistles are blown. Looks like it's going to stay with New Canaan. It will. A whopping 1.9 seconds to get up a shot. Let's see where they place the ball. A cutter, and it is saved by Lenskold, the Utah-bound senior goalie. That's the end of one quarter here from Dunning Field, and this game has lived up to the anticipation. Carter, it's 3-2 as we bring it back up the booth here. Bring it back up to the booth here. Ian Nicholas, Carter Ellis on the call. It's been great. And New Canaan, they've been much more in control than the score would lead on.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. I think the turnovers on both sides have been absolutely killer for both teams. So it's been hard to keep the ball, in the sticks of either side. But I'm sure that both coaches are preaching the same message. Keep the ball in our own sticks. So maybe we'll see a change in that in these next 3 quarters.
And a common theme with New Canaan boys lacrosse over the last few years, or really throughout the program's entirety, is it doesn't really matter how well the team does in the regular season, but once they get to the dance, once they get to the FCIAC tournament, it looks like they find another gear. Is that just because the players are always so talented, they always find a way to show up in the big moments? You were part of a program, you followed the program a lot. Is that just true, or is it just a fluke?
Well, in all honesty, Ian, I would say that it's not just New Canaan lacrosse, but all sports. I mean, definitely see a lot of turnarounds after a poor regular season, and then they turn it on in the FCIACs. I mean, I'll give myself and my NC Puck teammates some praise. I mean, we had a good regular season, and then ended up winning the FCIACs. So. It's definitely an all-around theme in New Canaan athletics, and I think it's just that compared to the other teams in the Fairfield County, definitely don't have as many titles as, say, Darien, Greenwich does. So it's just something that these types of players are hungry for.
They are always hungry. New Canaan looking to add to the banners they hang, that are currently hanging from the New Canaan High School gym. Coach Chip Buzzio and his team, still the reigning FCIAC champions after taking down Wilton in early June 2 years ago at Brian McMahon High School, 8-7. Now we have a rematch in the FCIAC tournament, albeit not in the finals game, but 2 rounds earlier here in the quarterfinals. And it's a great 3-2 game between the 3-seeded New Canaan Rams and the 6-seeded Wilton Warriors right here on NCTV 78. Shin and Leaston back at the face-off. It's been an even matchup so far. It's a false start on the sophomore Leaston. That's his second early jump.
No, it should be. Oh,
No, it is Wilton ball.
It was an off call by the ref. I saw him pointing towards Wilton. I thought
Leaston knew the right call.
I thought New Canaan was going to get the favor there.
So it's the false start on Hayden Shin. That's his first jump of the game here to start the second quarter. And Wilton will look to tie it up at 3. Here's number 9, Tate Falta, the senior on this senior-heavy Wilton squad. 23, Sean Wiseman moves it around the perimeter now to number 10, Will Hughes. Hughes moves right, Max Alert defending him. Hughes now to his left, gives it up. Masterson spins, shoots, and saved on the ground by Holden Busby. Pretty looking shot from Masterson, does not drop. A whistle is called on Holden Busby. He passed it from slightly behind the cage.
Seems like he must have stepped back in the crease after stepping out of it. That might have been the call there.
That looks like it definitely was the call, Carter.
Hard to see from up here in the booth, but it seems like the only logical explanation for that turnover there.
Another careless turnover from New Canaan after the quarter break. And the ball is loose here as Wilton looks to avoid turning it over. Dylan Stevens hounding Ben Calabrese alongside the far alley. And realizing his star Calabrese is in trouble, Steve Pearsall will use his first time out of the second quarter, a minute 1 in. The sloppy play continues.
Something interesting you said, Ian, about these Wilton Warriors. It's a senior-heavy team, but fortunate enough for Coach Steve Parcell, his 4 and only 4 college commitments are not seniors. They're juniors. So he's going to have a talented team next year.
He will.
And definitely some up-and-comers in Spencer Leaston as well. So even though there are a lot of seniors, such as the Rosen brothers on attack, he'll still be in good shape for next year.
Meanwhile, you look at New Canaan. New Canaan has 9 players committed to play at the next level, and all of them are seniors.
Yeah.
And Coach Chip Buzzio always finds a way to win with his team, but that's still definitely something you have to pay attention to.
No, absolutely. I mean, that 2019 team was definitely unparalleled. I mean, you had Quentin O'Connell. Everyone knows the name. Definitely UNC.
Liam Griffiths, Harvard.
Yes, and I mean, so many great players on that team, and everyone thought that the New Canaan Rams were going to take a downturn after those players leaving, but Coach Chip Buzzio found a way, and definitely expanded his skill set here for the Rams.
Coach Chip Buzzio, his 9th year with the program, his 8th season as the head coach since being hired in 2013. 2 FCIAC titles, one in his first year, 2013, one in 2019. 3 state titles for Coach Buzzio, the former Princeton star and the former NCHS hockey and lacrosse star himself back in the mid-1990s. His team a little bit hurt with the injury bug. Tommy Augustine out with an ankle injury. They're hoping to get him back later this week. And without Christian Wolter, their long stick committee for the rest of the year, the Ohio Wesleyan commit, out with an ACL tear. But still finding ways to be up in these big games with 3-2 lead with 10:45 left in the first half. Off the timeout, let's see what Wilton's drawn up. Here's Tate Falta, defended by Dylan Murray. Now Dylan Smith. Wide open lane for Will Hughes. He gives it up. He draws the double. And that pass almost lost by Calabrese. Here's Masterson. Masterson moves right. Finds a man behind the cage. The ball poked loose by Dylan Murray. Max Salert's going to pick it up, and the Bulldozer will look to clear it. Salert does with ease up the middle.
Speaking on the injury bug, Max Salert definitely had a hamstring issue against Darien, so it's a happy sight for Chip Buzzio to see him back and healthy.
Yep, I believe it was actually a knee issue for Salert, but he's tough as nails. Didn't miss a game, still played against Staples and did what he does best. He's a great role player and a sophomore. Chris Cannett finds Callum Wood. Bailey over to Apelt. 9:40 left to go here in the first half. New Canaan in no rush with the early lead. Wood, a nice spin, but no shot. Connor Bailey moves right, and he loses the ball. The ball will roll out of play, and it will go to Wilton. Connor Bailey just flat out lost it in traffic, Carter.
Yeah, Connor Bailey looking for his second goal there. Got the ball stripped from him and just bounced out of bounds. Callum Wood definitely,
Callum Wood with the great
frustrated, but, taking his frustrated out on number 10 there. Who was that? Will Hughes. It was a great, leadership play by Callum Wood to get the ball back.
As he's getting healthier and healthier with that back injury, he is playing to the height of his powers. Wood, a tough commit with the great stick check. Chris Cannett, the great player. He's pushed away, but on the move, takes a shot that flies high and away. Coyote plays back and keeps it with New Canaan. Cannett with the Rams' second goal of the game. 8:40 left to go in the second quarter.
Yeah, it's all about shot selection, especially for these Canaan Rams. I mean, as long as you're, you have a guy behind the net retrieving those out-of-bound balls, I think you can take those types of shots.
Cannett bobbles it and is then blown up. The shot put on net by Harry Apelt will miss. It is saved by Colin Lenskold. Cannett bobbled the ball and then got blown up by Jimmy McKiernan. On the other end, Wilton looks for a shot on the break and then retreats a little. Looking for a quality shot. The physicality starting to show in this rivalry game, the oldest rivalry in the state, and it is showing. These teams have met each other 15 times in the FCIAC Championship game. This one, an FCIAC Quarterfinals game, and that shot deflected by Holden Busby. It's loose in front of a crease. Wilton looks to get it. Nobody's got it. Finally, Wilton does. Number 20. Caleb Rath. And then New Canaan rips it away because of the freshman along pole, Dylan Stevens. Stevens takes it down the field. Stevens shoots.
What a
it's
save.
Saved.
What a save.
Colin Lenskold showing why he's one of the top dogs. It bounces off the foot of number 21, Charlie Rath. And New Canaan gets it right back.
Ian, as I mentioned, against Darien, we all remember Chris Cannett getting absolutely blown up right in front of the, net in front of Andy Demopoulos. And that was definitely a turning point for these Rams. And I think just something about your, senior captain getting blown up just kind of opened your eyes a little bit.
Doesn't sit with you the right way. Both teams, though, continuing to play sloppy. But one constant right now for Wilton and New Canaan. Their goalies have been playing really well. Busby with the great save off a shot from Caleb Rath on the other end. And then on the break, Dylan Stevens, the long pole, wide open in transition. And Lenskold with a great save as New Canaan throws it away. And another turnover for the Rams. Here comes Grant Masterson. Just under 6.5 minutes left to go here in the second quarter. Jack Rosen with the ball, gives it up to Masterson. The score still the same as it was as we headed into this quarter. Coach Pearsall can't be happy with that pass that was thrown right to his bench. Here comes Michael Norton. A flag is thrown on Wilton as Norton will clear it. Norton is going to slow it up. New Canaan already with one man-up goal today, which came from Harry Apelt. And in a matter of moments, it looks like they're going to go man up again. Cannett's going to slow it up here, and now he makes his move to his left. Back over to Chris. 5:40 left to go in the second quarter. Carter Connors defended by Christian Theoharides, who had the early foul, which put New Canaan in the man up.
It's a nice little switch there.
A nice little save from Lenskold as Apel came from around the cage, shot it stick side low, but then whistles are blown by the refs.
And now that flag on the play from
is going to be
about
assessed.
a minute ago is going to be assessed. And that looks like...
It's going to be a 1-minute penalty. Number 44 is going to head to the box, I believe. Or is it number 4?
This number 4.
Jack Rosen. So Jack Rosen with the penalty on Michael Norton as he was trying to clear it. It's now assessed. New Canaan's now man up for the next 50 seconds. Bad pass from Canaan. And then another bad one from Stiles. And New Canaan turns it over in a flash. Now looking to clear it as he's running over players, and then he loses the ball. Number 7, Jimmy McKiernan. Wilton on the break. Wide open shot from the
What a
wing.
save.
Busby deflects it. He misses on the rebound. It's still loose. Canett's going to get it, and he's running. A whiffed shot from Sean Sullivan. Canaan on the break. Canett's going to shoot. Oh, it's off a pull, and it bounces to midfield. Both teams getting quality, wide open looks and missing. It's just a wild game right now, Carter. Both teams are not getting lucky.
That it is. You know, that's just the that's the type of rivalry this is. You know, definitely just keeping it tight. Last game, as you mentioned, was 6-4, I believe, in the New Canaan's favor. Another low-scoring affair here.
We got a great game brewing from Dunning Field. Ian Nicholas, Carter Ellis, and the rest of the NCTV 78 crew with the live action. Here's number 4, Jack Rosen. Rosen working on Murray. Rosen gets free to his right. Gives it up behind the cage and back to him. Both teams looking to advance to the FCIAC semifinals on Wednesday. Rosen spins. He gets the screen. He's wide open, and he will miss. Wilton retains possession thanks to number 11's efforts, his twin brother, Sam Rosen.
Holden Busby's just on fire right now.
That he is.
Last game, as you mentioned, Michael Rayer got the look. Holden Busby checked out for Michael Rayer, and I think that's just, gave him some time to regroup and refocus for a big game like this against Wilton.
Definitely a wake-up call for the sophomore. As that shot is going to wake him up, too. Sam Rosen finishes high and gets the better of Busby. It's tied again as Wilton strikes for the first time in the second quarter with 3:19 remaining. Let's get another look, Carter, and break us down what happened here. Doesn't seem like we got the goal there, but still, you remember the shot. Take us through it.
Right. Just the way that Sam Rosen lifted his stick up right there. Let's see what the
violation is going to be.
I think it'll tell us who it's on. Let's see. I think they're going to replay it. I think they're going to do.
They're going to redo the face-off between Leaston and Shin. That's been a good matchup.
Yeah, so the way that Sam Rosen just lifted his stick, it looked as though the ball was going to go low. So Holden Busby put his stick in a low position, getting ready to catch that off-hit ball, but it just goes right over his shoulder.
Coyote was wide open for a second, and then he pulls it out. Great shot from Rosen. Rosen now with his second goal of the game, and it will tie it up for Wilton. It's been back and forth as it gets. No team has held a lead bigger than one. It's literally been back-to-back blows. New Canaan went up 1-0. Wilton tied it up. New Canaan went up 2-1. Wilton tied it up. New Canaan goes up 3-2. You know the story.
It's absolutely been tight here.
And that's a tight shot from Harry Apelt. It's saved by Lenskold and then scooped up by Jake Sommer. Sommer with the heads-up play. Wilton will clear it from number 13, Peter Groves, another senior. And Groves will find Christian Theoharides. Theoharides will give it up, and it's a lazy pass. And Theoharides is going to get stripped by Canaan. Canaan with the heads-up play.
Yeah, that's not a play you want to make right in front of Chris Canet there.
And then he tries to put a bouncer in, and it bounces too high, but it will stay with New Canaan. Thea Herity's just tried to dump it off to Sean Wiseman as he came in from the box. And Chris Canet came in like a hawk and got the possession for New Canaan. Under 2 minutes left to go in the second quarter.
Right, with all these turnovers, each team is doing such a great job of making the other team pay. The same way Chris Canet did there. If it wasn't for the heads-up play by Canet, that wouldn't have been a turnover.
No.
It just would have been a bobble pass.
And Norton with the shot. It's saved by Lenskold, loose in front of a crease. Wilton plays on and clears it. Lenskold with a phenomenal effort in this game. Just showing up when the Warriors need him the most in the postseason. Timeout will be called by head coach Steve Persall with 1:26 left to go. Carter, he wants to take the first lead of the game, and his team right now, they definitely got the momentum. They're playing really well after a sloppy first quarter.
Definitely a well-timed timeout for Persall. Just fiddle his guys down a little bit. Turnover after turnover. Just giving his boys a deep breath is something that Wilton needs in order to capitalize.
Packed house from Dunning Field, the venue that will host the FCIAC semifinals for the boys and both the boys and girls FCIAC finals. It'll be a big week for New Canaan and Lacrosse. And it's a big game right now. Neither team has really slipped ahead. New Canaan, the defending FCIAC champions. Wilton, the runner-ups in both FCIACs and states 2 years ago.
Yeah, this being the only second time that we've seen an opposing fan section. The Wilton Warriors popping out, and then the boys of Fairfield Prep last time they came to Dunning Stadium had their side filled out.
As we mentioned, Wilton had a great close to the year with 6 straight wins, and they won 10 of their last 11 games. Their last win of the year was against a third-ranked team in the coaches poll right now, Fairfield Prep. They beat them in their hometown of Wilton 8-6 on Saturday to close out their season. Wilton 3-3 this year when playing top 10 teams ranked in Game Time CT's coaches poll, defeating Staples, Greenwich, and Fairfield Prep, but losing to New Canaan 6-4 on April 21st. They also lost to Richfield the game after that, 11-7. And then they lost to Darien in the middle of their great run at the end of the year, 15-11. Meanwhile, New Canaan this year has been 3-5 when playing teams ranked in the top 10 of a coaches poll, losing twice to Darien, twice to Staples to begin and end their season, and also an early season loss to Ridgefield on the road in Tiger Hollow. Now looking to get the better of Wilton for the second time in 2 months. Wilton off a timeout. 84 seconds to take their first lead of the game before we head into the half. Let's see what Coach Persall drew up in that huddle. Dylan Murray with the defense. Masterson, he's put up a ton of shots. He will not put up one here as the attention diverts to him defensively.
There's the aggressiveness that Dylan Murray needs to show out in the absence of Chad Russo. So doing an absolutely great job of locking down Masterson.
Again, Murray on Masterson. He has to give it up. 50 seconds now left in the half. Coming from around the cage and taking a hit. A flag will be thrown as Sam Rosen hits the turf. And it looks like Wilton for the next 46.3 seconds will be man up for the first time all game. New Canaan with 2 man-up opportunities today. They scored on one of them from Harry Apelt. And now Wilton will be man up for the first time. Let's see who the flag will be against. Looks like it might have been Dylan Murray, as he will head to the sideline, and Nick Garcia, the junior, will check in for him. So the penalty on number 21. And now man up is Wilton. That's a big-time penalty late in the half, Carter.
Yeah, definitely not one that you want to see. It's a tied game here in a rivalry, first round of FCIACs. Having the momentum going into the second half is absolutely vital.
Will Wilton capitalize? Looking for their first lead. Behind the cage, it's Jack Rosen. Finds Masterson. Now in front of the cage with a straight shot that misses off the left side of the cage. Number 24, Dylan Smith, the junior. Wilton will keep it. Man up for the remainder of the half. Here's Jack Rosen. Rosen on the wing. Good defense from Nick Garcia. Up against Ben Calabrese, the Army commit. Back to Calabrese. Too much space.
What a save by Holden Busby. And Ian, not for nothing. Oh, wow, what a turnover.
Bad pass from Busby after his great save. Will Hughes finds it, but not enough time to do anything with it as we hit double zeros here from Dunning. And Wilton does not capitalize, being man up, as we'll bring it back up to the booth. Carter, what's the point you wanted to expand on?
What I wanted to expand on is Nick Garcia being a transfer from St. Luke's.
Yeah.
Expected to be a huge impact player for the New Canaan defense. Checks in, shows out his aggressiveness on defense, and, being a role player that he needs to be.
Yep, New Canaan already down one of their top defenders, junior Chad Russo at the half. Dylan Murray with the penalty late in the half to put Wilton man up. And Nick Garcia, the junior, with a lot of hype around him, getting his opportunity and capitalizing. Very similar to a lot of programs here in New Canaan High School. You could be a really good young player, but it might not be your time. Garcia, he's been behind the depth chart this year, but it's great to see that he was ready when his opportunity arose to shut down Ben Calabrese. So here we are at the half as we'll bring it back to the field here. And Carter, a really great half.
Well said,
3-3
Ian.
is your score. And what are you looking for more from in the second half?
In the second half, I just want to see a little bit less turnovers from both sides. Definitely something that we want to see from both the Rams and the Warriors. And, just seeing the ball in, either of their sticks a little more often will definitely make this a more interesting game. I hate to say more interesting because it is a tied game, but, definitely the turnovers are a huge role player in this one.
That they are. It's a great game. The winner will advance to play the winner of the Staples-Ludlow game in the FCIAC semifinals on Wednesday. It's one of the best rivalries this state has to offer. New Canaan and Wilton. New Canaan, the defending FCIAC champions after defeating Wilton 2 years ago. It's a tied game at the half. Before we head to the halftime break, let's get a look at our sponsors. I want to thank our platinum sponsors, Walter Stewart's, your fresh local market, and Rambuya and Harrow, the business of real estate. I want to thank our lone gold sponsor, Club Sandwich, for breakfast, lunch, and catering right here on 107 Cherry Street in New Canaan. I want to thank our silver sponsors, Performance PT, Educational Futures, the SIG Insurance Agencies, OSSM Orthopedic Surgery and Sports Medicine, Renaissance Partners, Rand Insurance, and lastly, our wonderful black sponsors, Ready Rooster, Sheila La, 84 Sports New Canaan, the New Canaan Diner, NC Graphics, the Athletic Shoe Factory, Togs, Dr. Austin Feeney, the Lewis School of Driving, and Prudding and Company Custom Builders. The NC Rams All Sports Booster Club supports all New Canaan High School athletics. 3-3 is your score at the half. Both of these teams fighting their hardest in the opening round of the Boys Lacrosse FCIAC Tournament. We'll see you for the start of the second half in just under 7 minutes. Stay tuned to NCTV 78's live coverage. Back here for the second half of this FCIAC Quarterfinals matchup live with NCTV 78 for New Canaan, the 3 seed in the tournament versus the 6 seed, Wilton, from the Wilton Warriors. So let's look at the halftime stats for both teams in this low-scoring affair. New Canaan, you see, with 3 goals from 3 different goal scorers, junior Connor Bailey, senior captain Chris Canet, and then a man-up goal from senior captain Harry Apelt. Meanwhile, for Wilton, their leading goal scorer is senior Sam Rosen, who did not play in their first game when they played New Canaan the first time around. He's been a key factor to keep Wilton in this one. And then face-off sophomore Spencer Leaston was able to score off his own one draw. And Carter, been a great matchup between the two face-off men. They've been deadlocked at 4 wins each for Hayden Shin and Leaston. That's been an exciting matchup, a senior up against a sophomore. We know possessions are huge in the sport of lacrosse, and the score is deadlocked, and so are the face-offs, so that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, speaking on possessions, though, you know, the face-offs have definitely been a momentum shifter, but those silly turnovers on both sides have absolutely been a momentum shifter as well. So the possession time is not just coming at the face-off dot, it's capitalizing on those opportunities. And, you know, here to start the second half, we're not going to get a face-off considering Dylan Murray is still checked out in the box off of his, flag call push on Jake Rosen.
You are correct. So for the next 10 to 15 seconds, Wilton will be man up. No face-off. They are awarded the possession immediately. This is the first time all game Wilton's been man up. They did not score in the bottom of the first half. Let's see in the top of the second half if they can do that. Wilton moves it around the perimeter, finds number 11, Sam Rosen. Now moving it in front. Masterson rips one from the wing. It will stay with Wilton. And New Canaan will sub back in Max Alert. And they're back to a full defense as Wilton still has it offensively.
And Nick Garcia is going to stay in. Definitely made a statement at the end of that first half.
Ep Garcia, the junior, number 13. He's in for Dylan Murray, although Murray is eligible to return. Here's number 24, Dylan Smith. Smith moves it to Masterson. Masterson to his left. He's been aggressive today. And behind the cage, number 11, Sam Rosen. Rosen makes his move. Back over to Masterson. Max Alert with the defense on the wing, and the stick side low shot is saved by Holden Busby. No good for Will Hughes.
And what a save by Holden Busby here. This second half is going to be an absolute cutthroat battle between Busby and Wilton goalie Colin Lenskold. These guys are going to be at the forefront of our conversations to this second half.
They have been so far, and they will continue to be the headliner in this game, which is turning into a defensive battle. Christian Sweeney with the clear for New Canaan. Chris Canet with the ball. Connor Bailey checks in and gets the pass. Dumps it off to Harry Apelt. A minute and a half into the second half. Apelt with the pump. He has an open look. And another save for Colin Lenskold. Stick side low from Apelt. And the goalies continue to shine on this sunny day. Wilton moving it across the field. Here's Theo Herides. He'll move it over to 21, Charlie Rath, the sophomore midi. 10 minutes left in the third quarter. 2 big saves early on here in the second half from Busby and Lenskold. Moving it 2X, and now back to the wing, the Calabrese. Number 20, Caleb Rath, gets the screen. Salert switched onto him. Over to Sam Rosen. Rosen with some speed. Braden Sweeney knocks him down, and that shot.
Another save by Holden Busby.
Off the look from Calabrese. 2 big saves early on in this third quarter for Busby, as Braden Sweeney will toss it back to him and get it over to Nick Garcia.
And Nick Garcia is going to stay in. Dylan Murray did check back in, for Charlie Borthwick. So, we're going to see a lot of changes in the defense here. That's the type of depth, that Chip Buzzio has, and he's going to utilize all players in this tight contest.
A must-win game, trying to make all the possible adjustments at the halftime break to come away with another postseason win, just like they did 2 years ago when they won their 10th ever FCIAC Championship and their second behind head coach Chip Buzzio. Here's number 2, Chris Canette. He had a first-half goal. Canette moves to his right, gives it up to Nick Stiles. 8:40 left to go. Wide open look for Callum Wood, and it will miss. But Ryan Coyote behind the cage keeps it with NC.
Somebody who's been pretty quiet, Ian, someone who's been pretty quiet on the New Canaan side is Nick Stiles. So hopefully Chip Buzzio and Coach Russian can get him going, because he's definitely an impact player that we would love to see. So, number 12 on Wilton, Quinn Wiseman, definitely doing a great job of locking him down.
Stiles had a great start to the year. He's been slowed down over the last 3 games. Another excellent save deflected away by Lenskold. Chris Canette with the high-speed shot, and it didn't matter. Couldn't finish top shelf. Here's Quinn Wiseman looking to clear. Wiseman gives it up, chucks it up to no man's land. Dylan Stevens had it for a moment. Wilton doesn't know where the ball is. Stevens under it again. Finally grabbing it, Jack Rosen. Both teams exchanging turnovers. The sloppy play continues in the third. With 7:40 left to go, Wilton finally settles down. Masterson at a standstill. He'll give it to Will Hughes. Hughes over to Charlie Rath. And now Ben Calabrese. The score the same as it was at the break, 3-3. Between these two top powerhouse programs. Rosen working on Braden Sweeney. With a bounce, it finds Calabrese. Wilton can't find anything on the inside they like so far. Maybe this is the shot. It just misses off the left side of the cage from Charlie Rath. It will stay with the Warriors. Exactly 7 minutes left to go in the quarter. Wilton, who brought one heck of a bomb squad for this road game, providing the energy.
That they did, Ian. Big game, first game of the FCIACs. Hopefully the New Canaan bomb squad can match that type of energy.
Masterson spinning, shooting, missing off the right side of the cage, and once again, it will stay with Wilton. Masterson has put up a ton of shots. None of them have dropped yet for the junior. Here's Jack Rosen. Rosen, stick side low, bounces away. Another Busby deflection. New Canaan comes away with it. It's Nick Garcia who will bring it back to Busby. Busby lofts one to Dylan Stevens. And good ball movement up the field as Chris Canette has it. Canette moves to his right, breaks free, and now moves it to X. Here's Callum Wood with just over 6 minutes left to go in the third quarter. A scoreless quarter for both teams. Michael Norton comes back in for New Canaan. Norton calls off Nick Stiles. And he's matched up with fellow number 15, Sean Sullivan, out on the alley. Norton dancing.
15 on 15 here. Let's see what happens.
Over to Carter Connors, another junior. Will Costco comes in, the senior. Costco moves to his right. Finds a moving Nick Stiles, trying to get him involved. Stiles does not shoot it. Comes back around. Feeds it to Norton. Norton spinning and controlling that pass that he did not see coming.
And Nick Stiles there trying to find the more comfortable left-handed shot. And Michael Norton misses the net. But as I was saying, Nick Stiles definitely a more comfortable left-hand shooter. Trying to find that type of look there. Couldn't get it, so hands it off to one of his other teammates who had a more comfortable shot.
Coyote defended by Jake Sommer. Bucknell on Notre Dame. Sommer, the Notre Dame man, wins, but Carter Connors finds the loose ball with ease. Connors dancing with Will Hughes. Here's Norton. Norton working on McDougal. Ryan McDougal, the senior. Both interior defenses really tightening up in the second half, Carter.
Yes, an offense that we don't see much of from New Canaan, but when they want to put the pressure on, they absolutely can do it.
Norton falling down.
They're gonna call that a shot. Lucky break from New Canaan, looking as though he was trying to pass that off to Carter Connors, but the ref calls it a shot, and the Rams keep possession.
Yeah, he was falling forward. A bad shot, but a shot nonetheless. So staying with the Rams. Carter Connors playing from X. A long possession for New Canaan. A filthy spin from him, but Sommer comes in defensively to make the play. Wide open to Callum. Wood shot deflected by Lenskold.
What a save.
Lenskold on his back. And a violation on New Canaan.
Violation on New Canaan there. Good break for Wilton.
Lenskold, Carter, has just been lights out in net.
Lights out is definitely the great word to say for his performance. Definitely been hard for these great New Canaan shooters to put anything past them.
Still scoreless now, 8 minutes into the quarter. Wilton with the last goal late in the second half. New Canaan has had the lead at a couple spots today. Wilton has yet to have a lead. Here's number 9, Tate Falta. Over to number 20, one of the two Rath sophomore twins. Caleb with a shot on the move. But turnaround look does not drop. It will stay with Wilton.
A lot of these Wilton shots just not hitting the net. So definitely making Holden Busby's job easy, even though he's been lights out as well. Not a lot of the shots hitting the net.
Oh, Carter.
That one does.
The good old announcer jinx. Caleb Rath doesn't make the turnaround from the left side of the cage, but from the right side, Caleb Rath will score. And Wilton will take their first lead of the game, 4-3. The first strike from either team in the second half. It comes from Wilton with just under 3.5 minutes left to go. That shot on target.
Yeah, definitely a hard save for Busby to make as he's coming right around the corner there and sneaks it past him.
So Leaston and Shin match up for the first time in the second half. Shin can't get the loose ball. He just keeps pedaling it forward, and Wilton's going to come away with it. Number 15, Sean Sullivan with the loose ball. A really great clear as they move it up to the other raft. Charlie on the move. There's a wide open man. It's Leaston. Leaston lost the ball as he was stripped from behind. Busby is fighting for it. Play is stopped, and the ball will go to New Canaan as Busby, who came out of net to try to make the play, was pushed.
Yeah, it's a fantastic play by Busby there. It would have been a push or an out of bounds either way, considering Busby beat him to it. It would have been a pass. So whether it was a push or just normal out of bounds, it would have been New Canaan's ball either way. But an absolutely vital position for Busby to be in, and a great heads-up play.
Garcia moves it up to his fellow D-man, Dylan Stevens. New Canaan looking to tie this game back up at 4. The ball in number 4's possession, Harry Apel. Still scoreless is the Rams in the second half, are the Rams. Chris Connett, their top goal scorer, moves it over to the junior, Connor Bailey. Bailey directs traffic. Defended by Jimmy McKieran, the senior. Bailey moves right, gives it up to Connett. Connett's been limited in this game to 1 goal. Harry Apelt well defended by Thea Herides. Nick Stiles looks for a Ram that's cutting, can't find one. And then gives it up to Connett. Under 2 minutes left to go in the third. Rams down 1. Connett to his right. There's nothing for him. Apelt to his left. Coyote from the wing as Apelt was shoved and gives him a screen. Coyote off the screen. Gives it up, and he can't control it. Nick Stiles calmly finds the ball.
That easily could have been a turnover there, but nice job from Nick Stiles to pick that up before going out of bounds. And that's going to be a flag on
number 12, Quinn Wiseman.
It's going to be a stick right to the face. So if the Rams can't get anything going here, they'll have a man up.
Nick Stiles with the shot, deflected away, and now the man up will begin. Another brilliant save on the ground from Colin Lenskold, the Utah-bound goalie. But now the penalty on number 12, Quinn Wiseman, a stick to the face of senior attack man Nick Stiles. The Rams will go man up for the third time today, looking to get their second man up goal and tie this game back up at 4.
Here, Vincent Cognetta is going to check in. Definitely a big body and vital for this Rams offense. So get something going here as well.
And Cognetta was most recently named the captain of a New Canaan football team. Chris Kinnett used to be a receiver on that team, but he could not catch that pass. It goes out of play. And just 9 seconds into the man up, Wilton takes over possession and will look to drain out this man up clock after the penalty from Quinn Wiseman. Here's number 23, Sean Wiseman. Wiseman shoved out of bounds, and he gets the pass off. Really great pass from him to find number 32, Jake Somer. Here's number 9, Tate Falta, defended closely by Stevens. New Canaan still man up for 20-ish seconds, but Wilton with the possession.
And Masterson here was just trying to wind the clock down, and that's why Garcia and Cognetta try to go out there and double team him. And they're going to do the same thing here. It's going to be a New Canaan ball with 11 seconds left.
Well, 11 seconds left of man up, 26 seconds left in the quarter.
Right.
So,
man up. Excuse me.
So they're going to have to move it quickly to try to capitalize, and it does take a few extra seconds to get that player back from the box. So Chris Kinnett's going to move. 5 seconds left to man up. 17 seconds left in the quarter. Kinnett to his right, gives it up. And the miss pass to Bailey. It will find Coyote. And he nearly got stripped from behind by Thea Herides. 4 seconds. Coyote is going to heave it. And another save. Colin Lenskold killing the Rams. Number 3 holding the Rams to 3 goals through 3 quarters.
Yeah, this is the Colin Lenskold show here on Dunning Stadium. Definitely playing to his ability and showing us all what he's about.
He is all about winning this game and advancing to the FCIAC semifinals on Wednesday. Carter, what does New Canaan need to do to ensure that they make it past this second round? Wilton is in clear control right now.
Well, Wilton is not forgetting about that 2019 game when New Canaan beat them, to win the whole chip last year, last season in 2019. Yep. There wasn't a season last year. But New Canaan has to bring out that aggressiveness and bring the momentum back up and running because Wilton is rolling. They've won 10 out of the last 11, as you've mentioned. So New Canaan has to bring all their fire and start getting more guys rolling in the offensive zone.
Yep, Wilton looking to avenge their loss the last time they met New Canaan in the FCIAC tournament in 2019. Looking to avenge their early season loss to the Rams this year on their home field. In the middle, in the blue and yellowish hat and the white polo. Third-year coach, second season at the helm, Steve Persall, the former Notre Dame player who's found great success with this program. An FCIAC Championship and State Championship game appearance in year 1 as the 6th seed this year. Looking to get his team back to the big game on Friday. New Canaan has been up and down all year, Carter. A great middle of the season, a rough start and a rough finish. Do they have the juice offensively right now to overcome the ability of Colin Lenskold in between the poles?
They had the juice to overcome that 6-0 deficit against Darien, and everyone knows the name Andy Demopoulos, the brown-bound senior for Darien Blue Wave. So if they were able to overcome that deficit and that type of goaltending, I'm sure that they can find a way. And Lenskold is absolutely showing us all how he's, providing some of the best goaltending in Fairfield County for this Wilton defense. If New Canaan can come back the same way they did against Darien, this is their game.
It's going to be a false start on Hayden Shin. He is stunned. And Spencer Leaston is going to win that draw. Wilton already with their first lead of the game, looking to tack onto it with the opening possession of the final quarter. Here's Charlie Rath. He moves it over to his not his younger brother. Well, I don't know if they're twins. One could be younger than the other. Moves it over to Caleb. Behind the cage, it's Ben Calabrese. Whistle is blown, and it goes to New Canaan. Carter, what's the violation there on Wilton?
And I couldn't see that too well. I can't tell. It could have been
Moving screen, maybe.
Moving pick. That's what I was going to say. That's all I could think of.
Braden Sweeney looking to clear. Moves it over to Holden Busby. Busby's had a great game for New Canaan, just like Calabrese has had for Wilton. Good pass from Dylan Murray, finding Christian Sweeney. Sweeney looking for a teammate, and that will be Callum Wood, the senior captain.
Christian Sweeney saw a lane to roll through, but Jake Sommer there just shut those efforts down. That's not a name that you want to try to barrel through.
No.
Being the defensive midi and Christian Sweeney. So he just wanted to hand it off to his attackman and then change out for an offensive midi.
Yes. Also, I see Harry Apelt on the move. But I wanted to point out the St. Joe's girls lacrosse team is here. We'll have the live stream of New Canaan's girls lacrosse game up against St. Joe's in the FCIAC quarterfinals later tonight at 7:30. So make sure to tune in for that one. Carter and I will be on the call. Chris Cannett missing the shot. Staying with New Canaan, though. Cannett back with it.
Right, and despite Ryan McDougall's efforts to put the ball in the Wilton's hands, New Canaan keeps possession. New Canaan has to capitalize on that opportunity.
That they do. Will Carter Connors capitalize? Maybe Callum Wood. He has it. Back to Connors with just over 10 minutes left to go in the final quarter. New Canaan still trails 1. Here's Nick Stiles looking for the score. Connect with the shot. It bounces way high, and it's going to go to Wilton. Look at it say Ryan McDougall made the play and got it for Wilton. Only 1 second half goal from these teams combined. It came from Wilton in the third quarter. Scoring has been at a premium in this game as that ball is chucked up. Braden Sweeney can't get his stick on it, but Connor Bailey does get the loose ball. Christian Sweeney will clear it. Sweeney to the outside. And Coach Chip Buzzio barking for a timeout, which he will get.
Yeah, we can hear that up here from the press box. Definitely a well-timed timeout as well.
Our field mic is good. It's not that good. That's just Chip Buzzio getting as vocal as it gets. He realizes the pressure that this possession has, Carter. It's a big one. Christian Sweeney with the clear, and the Rams with no offensive rhythm right now.
Yeah, the Rams definitely need to build some momentum, so it's a good timeout to call just to regroup his guys and find some more people to get the balls on the net. Considering the fantastic goaltending that Wilton has seen today, they need to start getting some balls past him.
Len Skold and Busby have been bright spots for these teams today, their respective goalies. 9:23 left to go in regulation. Ian Nicholas, Carter Ellis, and the rest of the NCTV 78 crew bringing you the live action of this FCIAC quarterfinals matchup. The winner advancing to play the winner of Ludlow Staples on Wednesday in the FCIAC semifinals, where Carter and I will return for the call. Make sure you like and subscribe to NCTV 78 here on YouTube to catch that game. All of New Canaan High School's remaining lacrosse games in postseason tournament, not just in the FCIAC tournament, but in the state tournament in the coming weeks. And, of course, for the FCIAC Championship games, regardless of who's playing in them, they're here on Dunning Field, and we will have the live streams for you on Saturday. New Canaan with the possession off the timeout, looking to tie this game up at 4. Their season for the FCIAC tournament is on the line, and they need a lot to break their way in the final 9 minutes. Wilton's played great defense. New Canaan only needs 1 to tie it up. Ryan Coyote with the ball. Jake Sommer defending him. Coyote alongside the far alley. Coyote still trailed by Somers. He's staying aggressive. He's shooting. He's scoring! Ryan Coyote ripping another one in. That's his first goal of the game, and it's a beauty as he ties the game up at 4. Let's get the replay of that one, Carter. Coyote's putting the game in his hands right now.
Yeah, Coyote just right off the run, right on the ground, what a great shot. And it's unfortunate we couldn't see that one. You're going to see us up in the booth here.
I don't know.
Another great view.
Catching us by surprise. Wilton on the other end. They shoot. It doinks off the left pull from the face-off man, Spencer Liston. Wilton will retain the possession for a moment, but the ball is loose. Max Alert with a hit in the middle of the field on Masterson, and he keeps it. So Coyote with the beautiful goal.
Christian Sweeney and Max Alert, 2 defensive middies in for this Rams defense. Charlie Borthwick. We're going to see 6 guys here who are incredibly defensive minded. Just an absolutely imperative, time to keep the ball out of the New Canaan net.
And nearly it got in the net there on a turnaround shot from Caleb Rath. Tied up at 4-4. Coyote with the goal off the timeout for New Canaan. Wilton with the possession now with 8 minutes left in the quarterfinal game. Behind the cage, it's Will Hughes. Hughes over to number 20, Caleb Rath. Rath with a couple thumps, finds Masterson. Masterson finds the bottom left corner of the cage. And Wilton goes back up 5-4. 7:53 left to go in the fourth quarter, and Grant Masterson with his first goal of the game. And Wilton dancing along the sideline.
Yeah, what a shot by the Army commitment midfielder. Grant Masterson just right off the ground. Not a lot that you can do there by Busby.
Finally, New Canaan and Wilton are finding the shots they like. Coyote and Masterson exchanging blows. Leaston looks to win the draw. Looking for the loose ball. It goes out of bounds. And it will go to New Canaan. Trying to determine the possession. And it will be the Rams. As Leaston couldn't control it. Trying to find the loose ball. Over to Braden Sweeney. Sweeney, a misconnection. Nick Garcia couldn't collect that pass. It was right at his feet. No chance he was getting his stick on it with a bad bounce. A flag is thrown. Looks like it's on New Canaan. Either Carter Connors or Callum Wood, the culprit. Wilton looks like they'll be man up with a 1-goal lead. 7:20 left to go in regulation. Here's Masterson.
Ian, the tallies here for New Canaan and Wilton. We have 5 faceoffs in the New Canaan favor, 6 faceoffs for Wilton, and then 4 turnovers by New Canaan, 3 turnovers by Wilton. So definitely close, but Wilton getting the favor, which is definitely translating to that 1-goal lead. It's all about momentum in this game of lacrosse, especially in such a tight contest in the first round of playoffs such as this.
Masterson moves left, and he gets another one! Grant Masterson is showing out in his fourth quarter. 2 straight goals in 2 minutes. And Wilton goes up by 2. Let's get another look. Garcia with the defense. And Masterson just broke free.
Yeah, what a shot. Those are hard slashes by Garcia. And, for Masterson just to barrel through that is just showing off his toughness and showing off why he's going to be spending the next, 4 years after his senior campaign at Army.
And a false start on Shin again. New Canaan is falling apart at the seams as Liston wins the draw. Leaston got the draw.
This is the time when Chip Buzzio's probably going to be calling a timeout. If Wilton can capitalize here, it's definitely a time that Buzzio's going to try to regroup his guys and reshape their focus.
Wilton outscoring New Canaan 2-1 in the fourth quarter. New Canaan tied it up at 4 from Ryan Coyote. And then 2 unanswered Grant Masterson goals have given Wilton their biggest lead of the game.
It was a nifty little fake pass there. I almost thought that the ball was going to be another person's stick there. But
well, there's another person's stick. It's Dylan Murray. Dylan Stevens, however. Excuse me. Stevens picking off the pass from Charlie Raff. And he'll clear it himself, too. With under 6 minutes left. New Canaan with plenty of time to erase the deficit, but they have struggled offensively all game. Here's Chris Canaan. He's known to take over in these big moments.
Yes, it's a name that we've definitely seen a lot of. Chris Canaan scoring 3 goals in the fourth quarter against Staples.
Yep.
So, that type of impact would play a huge role in this game late in this one.
Nick Stiles, he's still scoreless. He hasn't scored in any of the last 3 games. Stiles moving left. He's open!
What a Stiles shot!
Nick Stiles! The lefty finally breaks his endless scoring streak. And he makes it a 1-goal game with 5:23 remaining. Just too open. Any player who's starting shouldn't be that open. And Nick Stiles, when left open, is a problem for defenses.
Yeah, Nick Stiles, lefty specialist, MIT bound, just finds the ball right underneath Lenskold. What a shot by Stiles.
In between the legs of the Utah-bound Colin Lenskold, Leaston's looking for the ball. He trips over Hayden Shin. Whacking at it, Salert. It's still loose. And it looks like Michael Norton came away with it, but a whistle is blown. The refs are talking it over, and the refs are going to huddle it up.
A little bit of confusion. One referee wanting one thing, another one, not sure what he's talking about.
Well, the far referee, it looks like he saw something that could be against New Canaan, and now the third referee will join in the debate. Norton was looking to pull away with it. You can see in that shot, he's confuzzled.
Looks like it's going to be in New Canaan's favor here.
So no harm,
Or
no
maybe
foul.
not. I think they're still confused on the sideline there.
It looks like it will be
in New Canaan's
Canaan
favor.
ball.
But you can see Coach Pearsall obviously frustrated.
Wanting a call as he was right in front of that one. Third-year coach Steve Pearsall. New Canaan looking to get 2 unanswered of their own to tie this game up at 6 following Nick Stiles' first goal in 3 games. Chris Canaan on the wing, defended by number 15, Sean Sullivan. Canaan moves right. A little bit of a half spin. Here's Stiles again. Stiles shoots! Save by Lenskold! Big time save for him to settle back in. He's out of the cage. Coyote pressuring him. Coyote's running after Sommer. Sommer will dump it back off to Lenskold with 4.5 left to go. And that pass nearly picked off by Murray. It's loose. Murray's under it. So is Callum Wood. And it's a violation on Wilton.
That's going to be Wilton's 5th turnover, which will now give them more turnovers than New Canaan, getting 2 in a row there.
Canaan shoots. Oh, and he misses just wide left. This game, in the end, it's crazy. That's all I got to say. It's getting nuts here from Dunning. New Canaan looking to rally down 2, now down 1. Coyote gets the screen from Wood. Coyote off the screen. The wraparound goes in.
Wow.
Ryan Coyote ties it up at 6. Coyote with the 4th and 6th goals of the game for New Canaan. The Bucknell commit with the wraparound off the screen from Callum Wood. And he finds the top right corner, Carter.
Yeah, not much you can do there for Lenskold. I mean, what a shot by Coyote. Offhand, sending it right to the other side of Lenskold. What an effort by Coyote. And another face-off win by Shin. The momentum is coming back.
Shin wins the draw. He loses the ball. It's still loose, and it will be calmly scooped up by the clutch sophomore, Max Salert.
Emotions are high here. A possible timeout opportunity for either side just to get things a little more settled down. But Connor Bailey is going to put the ball on his stick.
New Canaan was down 6-4, and now it's tied at 6-6. The scoring is finally exploding in the quarter, and it's a violation.
It's going to be an illegal screen on Chris Canaan. That's going to be a turnover.
What a brutal turnover on the illegal screen. Grant Masterson with it for Wilton. He's got 2 fourth-quarter goals. 3:15 left. Wilton takes over. It's tied again. Tied for the first time since it was 3-3. in the middle of the third quarter. Here's number 10, Will Hughes. Hughes will find Caleb Rath. Rath moving to his left. Rath shoots. Rath snipes it in! Caleb Rath is able to sneak it by the left side of Holden Busby, and Wilton retakes the lead.
What a shot by
2:54
Caleb
remaining.
Rath.
Let's get a second look at that one.
Yeah, we're going to see Caleb Rath here coming out of the screen.
Yep.
And then just shooting an offhand side low. Not much you can do for Busby yet again. All of these goals here are definitely unsavable for both sides. You know, none of these guys letting up easy goals. So, you know, absolutely a goalie affair between both of these teams.
Leaston versus Shin. Leaston wins the critical draw. Leaston finds Charlie Raff. Raff over to Jack Rosen. Wilton back up 7-6. Their second lead of the game. Off the goal from Charlie Raff. The Raff twins making New Canaan pay in this game. And only sophomores they are. 2.5 left to go. A wraparound. It misses.
Goes right into Sam Rosen's stick.
Jack Rosen.
Jack Rosen, excuse me.
The miss from his twin Sam.
There's a flag on the field, I notice.
It is, yep, it is right at the 31-yard line on the left hash. So could Wilton go man up? Moving inside, Salert with the defense. The pass to Jack Rosen. Under 2 minutes left. Wilton up 1. Defense from Ben Calabrese. Calabrese moves in. Calabrese
What a
shoots,
save.
saved. Holden Busby with the save. But the timeout, the penalty will now be assessed. Christian Sweeney comes in. Max Alert and Vin Cognetta come out. So the penalty was either on Vin Cognetta, number 25, or Max Alert, number 28.
It looks like it's going to be on Vin Cognetta.
It will be on number 25, Vin Cognetta. The junior is going to put Wilton up, man up for a minute. And New Canaan is down 1. Can Wilton get the dagger? Wilton looking to advance to the second round of the FCIAC tournament and upset the New Canaan Rams on Dunning. New Canaan looking to avoid losing their third straight home game as they look to keep their FCIAC tournament chances alive as the defending champions from 2019. Wilton man up and behind the cage, just doing absolutely nothing and draining out clock right now is Sam Rosen.
Dunning Stadium seemed to be a pretty lucky spot for this New Canaan Rams team. You know, starting off the season 4-0 and then ending it 0-3. Or 0-2, excuse me.
Rosen,
could be
the pass
0-3.
is loose. It's scooped up. Nick Garcia, did he get there in time? No, he didn't. The ball was bobbled and kept in Wilton possession. That was picked off by Dylan Murray. Murray finds the ball. He's shoved away. The ball is still loose. It is still loose. Murray's looking for it. Wilton finds it. Immediate timeout is called by Steve Pearsall. No more man up for Wilton, but they have the possession with 42 seconds left. An absolute scramble after Dylan Murray nearly got it. What does New Canaan do right now, Carter? They've got to force a turnover.
Yeah, this 41-second mark, definitely an interesting one. Darien scored their go-ahead goal with 41.2 seconds last go-around. So this could be a game-changing time period for either of these sides. And necessary timeout for Pearsall to be called. And, New Canaan just needs to have good defense, force a turnover, and then catch a fast break opportunity in the Wilton defensive zone.
That's a lot to ask of, and 41.8 seconds left. Wilton up 7-6, looking to upset New Canaan and advance to the FCIAC semifinals, which will be played here on Dunning Field on Wednesday. The winner of this game will play the winner of the Staples Fairfield Ludlow game, the 2-7 game. An awesome battle here from Dunning, Ian Nicholas, Carter Ellis, and the rest of the NCTV 78 crew, bringing you the live action. Wilton with the possession following the timeout from the third-year coach, Steve Persall. They're looking to close it out and defeat New Canaan for the first time since they defeated them in the quarterfinals of the Class L state playoffs back in 2019. Wilton with the possession, the ball in the stick of Caleb Rath. Max Alert's defending him. Again, New Canaan back to a full defense after the flag earlier on Vin Cognetta.
And Ian, sorry, an interesting matchup here. We're seeing two guys on Grant Masterson.
And now looks like we have a violation. Who is it against? A flag is thrown. It's against New Canaan. Is it a technical foul?
It's Chip Buzzio had it on the ground.
What is the call? We don't know.
Chip Buzzio obviously frustrated. Something going on the field there.
Well, a long pull will check out. It's Nick Garcia, number 13. And so does Max Alert. So Wilton is now man up with 41 seconds left. Alert and Garcia checked out.
And they're still going to play the double man, even though they're man down.
Unbelievable. We don't even know what the call was. Whistles are blown, and all of a sudden it's a violation. New Canaan's got the ball.
What is going on at Dunning Stadium?
I got no clue, Carter. I know it's Dunning Field, though, but it's not Dunning Stadium.
Dunning Field.
At least I can get that right. Coach Buzzio will immediately call a timeout. So New Canaan is man down. I know that for a fact. Before the ball was even put in play, something happened, and both Garcia and Salert checked out. Right now I see Salert sitting by himself. Could a violation have been called on him? Maybe a technical?
Perhaps. I think that he might have checked out for Coach Buzzio. I think Coach Buzzio was giving the refs a mouthful for something. So they just ended up taking Max Alert out by choice to give the man down. I think the refs are still trying to figure themselves out.
Well, let's pull out of the close-up shot for just a second, because Max Alert is on the right side of the bench, if you can see it, huddled up by Coach John Carrozza in the black shirt near the 40-yard line, just off of it. I didn't even know you could do that, Carter. You can pull a player for a coach? Violation.
Well, technically, yeah, because remember when Andy Demopoulos had his penalty
and they
for
pulled
Darien,
another player out
and they
for
pulled
him.
another player out for him because obviously
you can't pull
the goalie. It's
you
the
can't
same
pull
way.
the
You
coach.
can't pull a coach, so you just pull another player. And by that point, if a coach gets a penalty, they can choose who to take out.
New Canaan down 1, 15 seconds. Coyote, he's running, he's shooting. Oh, and he misses wide left. Coyote with his hand on his heads. 11.5 seconds. New Canaan keeps it. Callum Wood, wrap around.
What a goal! Callum Wood! Oh my gosh!
3 seconds left, and we're gonna go into overtime if it holds. Callum Wood, the savior, as we'll get another look.
Oh my goodness.
The miss from Coyote, and the king is Callum Wood on Dunning, shooting and scoring as he falls.
What a shot by Callum Wood. Talk about clutch. 6.3 seconds left in this one.
I need a hero, and it's Callum Wood. We're going to get a face-off between Leaston and Shin. Finally, that bomb squad comes alive. It's about time for New Canaan.
Oh, my gosh. Everyone on their feet in that bomb squad. Both sides of it.
It only took a miracle heat from Callum Wood to bring the energy.
Oh, my gosh.
Sorry for the people at home for blowing out your ears, but when Callum Wood keeps New Canaan's FCIAC tournament bid alive, you get a little bit rowdy.
That's right, Ian.
Oh,
definitely a huge game and huge plays by the senior captain, Callum Wood.
Hayden Shin and Leaston Matched up for this one with 6.3 seconds left. Leaston wins
call.
the draw. Leaston gets inside. He heaves it, and he almost put it in with 0.1 seconds left.
Leaston slow to get up on his feet.
Looks like he'll be okay. Wilton won't have time to get a shot off, you think? No. We're going to overtime here from Dunning.
What a play by Callum Wood.
We'll bring it back up to the booth here. Callum Wood, the Messiah New Canaan needed with 6.3 seconds left.
Ian, we're both still just calming down from that one.
Yeah,
oh my gosh, my heart is racing.
People. It's 7-7 as we head into the extra period here from Dunning. New Canaan looked like they had all but lost this game. A technical foul had been assessed on Coach Chip Buzzio. New Canaan was man down. Then Wilton quickly with the violation before they could even start their possession with 42 seconds left, Carter.
That's right.
And then Coyote missed the shot wide left. He thought the game was probably over. He was in disbelief. He couldn't put it in and stunned and frustrated. And then Callum Wood just doing what he's done all year long. Get the ball quick, find the shot, put it in.
Yeah, I mean, what a play. That's just speechless. I mean, so much happened in those last 41.8 seconds. Just like I said, you know, what a time period, you know, in a lacrosse game. Such a vital position, you know, for these two.
Looked like a violation was called on number 4. The refs are talking over what the call was. Looks like we're going to have a 4-minute overtime period. And Carter, as you explained it to me at the halftime break when it was tied at 3-3, whoever scores first wins this thing.
Yep, that's exactly right, Ian. You know, this is you know, whoever scores takes the game and takes their season a little bit further. You know, considering it's the playoffs. So single elimination overtime.
So the clock will be reset to 4. 4 minutes will be on the clock for this overtime period. Whoever scores first wins. Callum Wood, with just over 6 seconds left, put in the goal for New Canaan, coming from around the net. His first and only goal of the game. The best goal of his high school career to this point. So a 4-minute overtime period. Whoever scores first wins and advances to Wednesday in the FCIAC semifinals. Leaston tries to push the loose ball back. It goes to Ryan Coyote. And New Canaan takes over to start this overtime period.
Yeah, Ryan Coyote here is just going to settle it down. I mean, despite Callum Wood's fast efforts to get the ball in the net, New Canaan Rams Lacrosse is just settling it down, waiting for the right shot opportunity.
Here comes Connor Bailey. 3:30 left in OT. On the move, losing it. Chris Cannett. It goes to Wood. Wood couldn't get the shot. He loses the ball. Cannett has it. Whistles are finally blown. Chip Buzzio needs to stop it. Chip Buzzio needs to call a timeout before Cannett lost it.
What a heads-up play by Chip Buzzio there. You know, despite him being on the sidelines, still playing his role in this game.
That he is. That's what he gets paid to do, Carter.
Ian, is that your voice being lost a little bit from that yelling after Callum Wood's goal?
No. Are you kidding? 3:22 left to go in overtime. And we still got another game to call after this, Carter.
Despite allergy season, Ian, I think we got a little excited after that goal.
A little? Wild understatement. 7-7 your score. Wilton, New Canaan. Number 3 Rams, number 6 Warriors. New Canaan looking to snap the 2-game losing streak. Wilton looking to pick up their 7th straight win here on Dunning Field.
Ian, statistically, that's a hard thing to do for a team to lose 2 in a row, against hard opponents in Darien and Staples, and then to come out and beat Wilton, who has won their last 10 out of 11 games.
Yep.
That's not a feat that anybody would have thought would happen. But This is Fairfield County playoffs.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Wilton made it all the way to the championship game 2 years ago in FCIAC, defeating Darien in a stunner as the 7 seed. New Canaan looking to get back to that FCIAC championship game this year. They'll have the possession off of Coach Buzzio timeout. And the ball now with Connor Bailey. Bailey the junior. He dodges left. Bailey inside. The cutter. Kiss Connect can't get it. They were looking for Connect. They couldn't find him. Coyote gets the loose ball with 3 minutes left.
You know, what a turnover that would have been if Coyote didn't get that and Summers was able to pick that up.
Coyote's going to give it up. They move it behind the cage to Michael Norton. Now here's Callum Wood.
The hot hand, Callum Wood. Let's see what he can do.
Wood burying in, looking for the shot. Can't find it. Here comes Connect. Connect the screen. Connect will shoot. He just misses wide left. It will stay with New Canaan thanks to Callum Wood playing back.
What a hard screen by Somners on Coyote there. You know, putting him to his back on the ground.
Wood will spin. Callum Wood looks for the shot. Wood gets free. He loses the ball.
He still has it.
Nearly lost
Jinx.
it. Yeah. Connect. Connect off the screen. Connect. He's met by multiple defenders. He's thrown to the ground. No flag is thrown.
What a way to keep the ball in the New Canaan possession.
Nick Stiles will. He shoots and misses. The ball is loose. The ball is still loose. And it's going to go to Wilton. Chip Buzzio's at midfield. He's stunned. It's
Chip
Wilton
Buzzio
ball.
is furious about that call.
You think? Wilton's going to call the timeout, and they huddle up.
I don't know how that could have been called in Wilton's possession. That's a questionable play.
What do you think happened there, Carter, that it should have gone to Wilton? What's your reasoning behind it?
You know, I believe that was number 7, Jimmy McKiernan, who was trying to go for that ball, and there were like 4 New Canaan players who absolutely swarmed him. 3 being in his front, 1 being in his back, and I'm guessing that the player who hit him in his back must have been called on the, push call. But either way, it will be in Wilton possession with 2 minutes and 1 second left in this overtime. You know, what a play. I mean, just so many changes of possession this entire game. And, those first 2 minutes, the Rams had the possession. And off of Nick Stiles' shot, Wilton was able to retain possession. And what a vital time for them to have the ball for these last 2 minutes, as New Canaan had it for the first 2 minutes.
So 2:01 left in overtime. NCTV 78 bringing you the live action. Make sure you like and subscribe for more of these magical moments throughout the FCIAC playoffs. We thought we saw the game of the year on Thursday versus Darien in the New Canaan matchup. This one might top it. The winner will advance to the semifinals. It's Wilton's ball with 2 minutes left. Next score wins. Masterson gives it up to Somer. Somer over to Caleb Rath. Rath will find Will Hughes. Defended by Christian Sweeney. 1:40 left.
Both these teams played Darien quite closely.
Yep.
New Canaan obviously losing the closest one 10-9, while Wilton lost 15-11. And either of these teams, expected to play Darien in the championship.
Masterson shoots. Busby with the save.
What a save by Busby there. Such an important time to have the ball.
Masterson with 2 fourth-quarter goals, and he can't add the game winner in overtime just yet. Busby with the save. Up to Christian Sweeney. The senior gives it up to Callum Wood, who got us to this point. 1 minute left in the game. We could head to another overtime. Callum Wood.
Number 13, Peter Groves, playing Callum Wood very closely, not letting him get any great opportunities.
45 seconds. Backpedaling Michael Norton. Norton moves right. Norton, he's wide open. He shoots. He misses wide right. It will stay with New Canaan thanks to Ryan Coyote. 39.1 seconds left in overtime. If no one scores after this period, it will go to another overtime period of 4 minutes of length. Here comes Coyote. Coyote spins. Over to a wide open Norton. 25 seconds. Norton gets free. He shoots. He misses again. It will stay once again with the Rams thanks to Callum Wood playing back.
Ian, something interesting in this game is we usually see a lot of New Canaan players getting multiple goals, but only one, Coyote, has 2.
Nick Stiles, can he end it?
What
No!
a save.
Colin Lenskold, are you kidding me, buddy? With the save.
Colin Lenskold pushing his guys back, calling for them to go a little bit deeper. Playing out of the crease.
5 seconds. He heaves
That's
it.
to Busby. He's going to shoot it.
No, that's not going in, Carter. That's not going in.
Lenskold there to save it. Could have been interesting.
We are going to 2 overtimes from Dunning Field. Nobody's scoring. And we're coming back to the booth.
Hey, Ian, I can get a little excited. Always love to see some good goalie goals.
Even I knew that wasn't going in, though. I don't even know this sport very well. Come on. Ian Nicholas, Carter Ellis, the rest of the NCTV 78 crew bringing you the live action of this thriller. It's still 7-7 after an extra 4 minutes of gameplay. What did you see in that overtime period? We saw a lot of Chip Buzzio yelling. We know we saw that. But outside of that, what did New Canaan do well, and what do they need to brush up to try to advance?
They just need to definitely work the ball around a little bit more. And Wilton is playing amazing defense, the best that they can do. So they just need to push it a little bit tighter. The majority of the goals they've, got in today have been in tight. So even though that hasn't been consistent New Canaan lacrosse, that's obviously what's working today against a very talented Wilton defense. And that's what they're going to have to do to put in this 8th goal.
And what about for Wilton? Any advice for them right now, Coach Steve Pearsall?
For Wilton, they just need to keep on doing what they're doing in their offensive zone, just capitalizing on New Canaan turnovers and finding the backdoor opportunities. That's what they've been doing a lot of today as well.
Grant Masterson, he's had a big effect on this game as well. Put up a good-looking shot on the ground. That was saved by Holden Busby. We're going to go to a double overtime here.
And Ian, not for nothing as well. As I said, there are 6 New Canaan players with goals, Coyote with 2, whereas there's only 4 for Wilton. Sam Rosen, Colin Rath, and Grant Masterson all with 2. So locking down those 3 guys is absolutely vital.
So it's double overtime, and a timeout will be called by Wilton as they win the possession thanks to Spencer Leaston.
Yeah, you can see the Wilton sideline there just getting absolutely hyped just at the simplest face-off, just showing you how important each little play is this late in the game. With 3:54 left, it's 7-7 Rams and Warriors. In the 6th period, the show clock, the scoreboard, is showing, what an interesting turn of events it's been, and what an interesting game we have seen here at Dunning Field. Wilton and head coach Steve Parcell definitely trying to regroup a little bit and, talk about what they need to do to score their 8th goal. And Chip Buzzio just trying to settle his guys down a little bit, tell them it's okay. I mean, when I played for New Canaan Lacrosse, he was definitely the type of guy that, he got high emotions at times, but low emotions are the name of the game for him and his Rams players, just being poised and ending up being able to show what they can do is what Buzzio preaches so much. And the energy is high on both sides of the New Canaan and Wilton fan sections. Double overtime. And then On the other side of things, behind both sidelines, you see the New Canaan girls lacrosse team and St. Joe's lacrosse team both right next to each other.
And they're both cheering for New Canaan.
They're both cheering. And they're, some of them in the St. Joe's fan section. So definitely a lot of mouths cheering for both sides here.
All right, let's get ready. Double overtime. Wilton won the opening draw, thanks to Spencer Leaston, the sophomore Fogo. An immediate timeout was called by head coach Steve Persall. Let's see what he drew up to try to get Wilton the win right here. 3.5 minutes left. Here comes Charlie Rath, excuse me. Now number 10.
Christian Sweeney's playing number 10 very well. You do not want to give him space.
Yep, Will Hughes.
Will Hughes is not a guy that you want to have a lot of space in this game. Same with Grant Masterson.
No.
It's locking him down.
Hughes again with it.
He's open at the top.
Falls. Hughes gets the screen. Gives it up to Sam Rosen. Back to Hughes, 3 minutes. Hughes shoved by Vin Cognetta. Over to Masterson. Masterson spins. He's looking for a shot. He puts it up.
What a shot! What a shot by Grant Masterson.
Wilton will advance to the FCIAC semifinals. And it's Grant Masterson who puts the Rams to bed. With 2:35 left in overtime, Wilton has won the ball game. Carter, give us a look at this one as Wilton is absolutely bonkers, as they should be. The spin.
Yeah, Grant Masterson just showing off, his big body and just nothing that you can do there. I mean, what a shot, right top shelf, and that's just a great fashion to end this game. I mean, what a shot.
Grant Masterson looking like the Army commit that he is. The big-bodied junior with 2 goals in the fourth quarter and 1 goal in overtime. Double overtime, that is. New Canaan now eliminated from the FCIAC tournament as the 3 seed. Wilton, the 6 seed, pulling off the upset. And the team that beat them in the FCIAC Championship game 2 years ago, no longer in contention. Wilton taking out New Canaan in a phenomenal game. 8-7 in 2 overtimes. And again, it is Grant Masterson, the junior Army commit, with the shot to end it all. New Canaan, their season's not over yet. Their FCIAC tournament run is. It's been an up and down year for New Canaan and Carter. Now they have suffered their 3rd straight loss. What do they need to fix heading into the state tournament, which will start for them on Saturday in the qualifying round?
We definitely saw a lot of great things out of New Canaan today, and just emphasizing those things, in the New Canaan film room. I'm sure Chip Uzzio is going to take them back there, show them this game quite a few more times.
Yeah.
And, just show them the turnovers that they should not have had, and then definitely emphasize the type of good ball movement that they had in the offensive zone. And if they just, tweak those things going into states, they'll definitely have a good run.
They definitely will. Well, they'll have a run in states. Their run in FCIAC, it's now over. Phenomenal game from Wilton, coming into New Canaan and taking down the Rams. Again, Wilton will now advance to the FCIAC semifinals, where they will play either Staples or Fairfield Ludlow on Wednesday. Not sure who won that game just yet. I'm pretty sure it's already concluded after 2 overtimes here from Dunning. We will have the live stream of that game. Although New Canaan will not be playing in it, we will be live streaming the Wilton versus Staples/Ludlow game. We will be live streaming the other game as well against the winner of Darien Trumbull and the winner of Greenwich Ridgefield. It's been a great FCIAC tournament so far after 1 round. We can't wait for more. Let me thank my entire crew for the great work they did today. Sydney Sibilia on camera, Eva Campbell on instant replay, Emily Fox, thanks for the water. My wonderful producer all year long, Carter Ellis, continuing to get it done in the booth, getting more than excited with me. Ian Nicholas signing off with some voice intact. We have another game for you this evening. I don't know if it'll be as exciting as this one. 7:30, the New Canaan girls lacrosse team, the #1 seed in the FCIAC tournament, and the #3 team in the nation, will play the number 8 St. Joseph Cadets in the first round of the FCIAC tournament. Please stay with us and watch that game. Thank you for watching from both sides. Before we go, let's get one last look at the sponsors. Carter, what about you bring us through this read?
Let's do it. Thank you so much to our platinum sponsors, Walter Stewart's right here in town, our fresh local market, and Rambuya and Harrow, the business of real estate. We'd like to thank our gold sponsor as well, Club Sandwich, right here on Cherry Street. And our silver sponsors, Performance Optimal Health PT, Educational Futures, the SIG Insurance Agencies, OSSM Orthopedic Surgery, Renaissance Partners, Rand Insurance, and our black sponsors, Ready Rooster, G-La-La, 84 Sports, New Canaan Diner, New Canaan Graphics, Athletic Shoe Factory, Togs, Austin Feeney Orthodontics, Lewis School of Driving, Prudding and Company Custom Builders. Thank you, sponsors, for all of your support.
Well said, Carter. As I am looking around the FCIAC right now, trying to get some of these Connecticut lacrosse scores. But, you know, make sure to follow us on NCTV 78 on Instagram and Twitter to find out which teams will be featured in the FCIAC semifinals for boys lacrosse. We will be streaming all those games on Wednesday. Make sure to like and subscribe to us there. If you haven't already, make sure to follow us here on YouTube as well. Remember, if you're a Wilton fan, you beat New Canaan, but now you can subscribe to New Canaan High School's student-run television station because we will have the live stream of you for the game on Wednesday for your team. E. Nicholas signing off one last time. Your final score, Wilton now 13-4 with their 7th straight win, winning in double overtime over the New Canaan Rams, whose FCIAC tournament season is now over. They will start their state tournament season on Saturday. We'll have a live stream for you of that game as well. They fall in double overtime to Wilton, 8-7. E. Nicholas signing off. Please join us for the girls lacrosse FCIAC semifinal game in just a few moments, half an hour away.